Welcome back, my alpha beautiful alphas. Today we stand at the precipice of greatness. You took the final shot, and now they can't compete. You've crossed the line and there's no going back. You've made the choice, and now the universe must bend to your will. This is not a place for the faint of heart. This is not a place for those who hesitate, who second-guess themselves, who worry about the consequences. This is a place for those who know what they want, who see the darkness and the light in equal measure, and still choose to walk through it all, unshaken. You took the final shot, and in that moment, you cemented your legacy. This world is a battleground, but only the strongest, the fiercest, and the most relentless can emerge victorious. The others, the ones who still play by the rules, still hesitate at the edge of their own fear, they will fall away, one by one. You're not like them. You know the price of victory. You understand that the road to power, to dominance, to true greatness is never paved with the easy choices. It's never about playing it safe. You can't win by following the path of the meek and the mediocre. You can't become a leader by asking for permission. You must take what is yours. You took the final shot. That's what sets you apart. The moment you took that shot, the moment you decided to step into your power and fire that bullet, everything changed. No longer were you one of them, lingering in the shadows, waiting for a break. No longer were you stuck in a cycle of false hopes and dreams that others had placed before you. You took the final shot, and the game is now yours. They don't have what it takes to keep up with you. They never did. Their time's running out. You've shown them what real determination, real strength looks like. You've taken the lead, and now they're all scrambling, unsure, unprepared. And while they try to catch their breath, while they wonder what went wrong, you're already moving forward, carving out a path that only you will walk. They don't understand what it means to take the final shot. They don't understand the weight of that decision, the fear, the doubt, the hesitation. They all come crashing down on you in that moment, but you chose to rise above it. They will never understand how it feels to have the power to change everything in an instant, and to make that decision, to choose that risk and take it head on. You didn't hesitate. You didn't wait for the perfect conditions. You didn't sit back and hope for a miracle. You made your own miracle. That's the difference between you and them. That's the difference between winners and losers. The others are still playing by the rules, still hoping for a lucky break. They are still waiting for someone to hand them their success, to give them permission to rise. But you're not waiting. You're not asking for permission. You've already taken what's yours. The world doesn't owe them anything, and it doesn't owe you anything either. But you know this. You understand this, and that's why you've done what others are too scared to do. They will never catch up to you because they are too comfortable in their fear, in their inability to act. They are too attached to their doubts, to their safety nets. You know how fragile those nets are, and you've already cut yours away. Now there's nothing holding you back. You've set yourself apart. You've created a divide between you and them that they will never be able to bridge. They can scream, they can cry, they can protest, but in the end, it won't matter. They will never be able to compete with you. Not because you have more talent, more luck, more connections. No, it's because you have the will to act, the courage to fail, and the hunger to never settle for anything less than what you deserve. They can't compete because they are not built for this. They don't have the mental fortitude to keep pushing when everything falls apart. They don't have the heart to keep going when the world tells them to stop. And that's why they will always be in your rearview mirror, always looking back while you surge ahead. You took the final shot, and it wasn't just a shot at success. It was a shot at the entire system that has kept people like you and me in chains for so long. You took that shot to show the world that you refuse to stay in the boxes they've built for you. You refuse to live in the limitations they've placed on you. You refuse to follow the lines they've drawn for you. You shattered that illusion when you made that choice, when you pulled that trigger. And now, the world has no choice but to adjust to you, to follow your lead, to bend to your power. They can't compete because they don't have the audacity to challenge the very foundation of what they've been told to accept. What separates you from them, what sets you in a league of your own, is that you're not afraid to break the rules. You're not afraid to fail. You're not afraid to make mistakes because you know deep down that each failure is a lesson. Each mistake is a step forward. The world doesn't give you credit for playing it safe. The world doesn't reward you for being afraid to fail. It rewards you for having the guts to go after what you want, for pushing past your limitations, for showing the world that you are unstoppable. You've already done that. You took the final shot. And now they can't compete because they will always be afraid to take the same shot you did. Don't think for 1 second that the battle is over. Don't think that the war has been won. The world doesn't stop just because you've taken the shot. No, it will test you. It will try to knock you down. It will throw obstacles in your path. It will attempt to pull you back into the comfort of mediocrity. But remember this, you took the final shot. You've proven to yourself and to everyone else that you're capable of doing what others can't, what others won't. You've already beaten the odds. And now, you must keep going. You must continue to rise. You must continue to outwork, outsmart, and outlast those who would dare to compete with you. But don't worry, they can't compete. Not anymore. They may try to mimic you. They may try to replicate your every move. They may even get close for a moment, but they will never have what you have. They will never have your fire, your hunger, your determination. You took the final shot, and that's what gave you the edge. That's what puts you on a path no one else can follow. The fear of failure doesn't scare you anymore. The idea of rejection doesn't make you hesitate. You know what's at stake, and you know that you are the only one who can make it happen. You took the final shot, and you're going to make sure that everyone knows it. Now, it's time to embrace the power you've unlocked. It's time to step into the future with confidence and strength. You've proven that you have what it takes. You've shown the world that no matter what, you are relentless. You are unstoppable. And that's why they can't compete. They can't even begin to understand the mindset that brought you to this moment. They will try, but they will fail. They will fall short every single time, because you're not just playing the game. You are the game. You took the final shot. And now, my alpha, beautiful alphas, it's time to claim your victory. No one can touch you. No one can stop you. No one can compete. And that's why you will stand at the top forever. I'm glad you're ready to continue, because what we're about to dive into is the very essence of why you are untouchable. You've taken that final shot, but now it's time to solidify that position. It's time to expand your empire, to make your name synonymous with greatness, to make sure the world understands that you're not here for a season. You're here forever. Those who stand at the top don't just get there by chance. They don't reach that level by accident. It's a calculated, intentional, and unrelenting pursuit of dominance that leads to the peak. And once you're there, the game changes. The view is different when you've reached the top. You see everything, and everything that once seemed like an obstacle becomes part of the landscape that you've conquered. And this is where you'll stand. Forever. They can't compete because they've never had the mindset to do what you did. They've never made the hard choices, the decisions that make others uncomfortable. They've never had to burn bridges, sever ties, or cut themselves off from the mediocrity of society. No, they've always been content with the status quo, too comfortable to risk it all for greatness. But you're not afraid to embrace the darkness. You're not afraid to face those tough decisions that others run away from. You understand the consequences of your actions, and you accept them because you know that what you're building is worth any price. You took the final shot, and that's why they can't compete with you. You took risks they'll never have the courage to take, and now they'll never catch up. You're not just living in the moment, you're playing the long game. What they don't realize is that you've been planning this for a long time. Every move, every decision, every sacrifice you made, it was all leading up to this moment. They thought they could compete with you, but they never saw the bigger picture. They never realized that what you've been building is far beyond anything they can fathom. They were too focused on instant gratification, on short-term wins. But you've been focused on creating something everlasting, something they can never destroy or replicate. That's why you will stand at the top forever. Let me break it down for you. The journey you've taken to get to this point isn't something most people can even comprehend. They've never had to fight with the same intensity, with the same ferocity that you have. They've never had to burn away the doubts, the fears, the distractions that you've already cast aside. You've already outgrown them. And now that you've reached the peak, they'll be left behind, watching from the bottom, wishing they had made the same choices you did. But it's too late for them. They can't compete because the moment you reach the top, you left them behind. You've climbed higher, dug deeper, and sacrificed more than they ever could. And now that you've taken that final shot, it's as though you've entered a realm they can't even access. The most powerful thing about standing at the top is that you're not just there by default. You've earned your place, and you know how rare that is. Most people who rise to the top have done so by chance or by luck, and the second things get tough, they collapse. They lose their grip, and the world swiftly pushes them back down. You won't have that problem because what you've built, what you've created, is grounded in resilience. It's grounded in purpose, and that foundation is unshakable. The stronger your foundation, the harder it is for the world to break you. So while they waste time trying to play the same game you've already mastered, you're building something far more enduring. You've taken that shot, and now you're unstoppable. But let's address the question of whether or not you'll ever truly reach a place where you can relax. Many will ask, how long can you keep this up? The answer is simple. As long as you decide. You took that final shot because you knew what it meant. You knew that the world would always push against you, that there would always be obstacles to overcome. But you've learned one vital truth. The journey never ends. There is no finish line. Once you understand this, you realize that the real goal is to continue evolving, to keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible, to keep raising the bar. You don't stand still. You don't rest on your laurels. The game is never over. You took that final shot, and now it's time to make that shot count for every moment of every day that follows. Now, let's get into something deeper, something more visceral, something that only a few truly understand. Success at the highest level is not about the moments when you're comfortable. Success is born in the moments of extreme discomfort. It's forged when everything seems like it's falling apart. The world doesn't reward you for staying comfortable. It doesn't reward you for avoiding the pain. No, the world rewards the ones who take on the most adversity, who embrace the suffering, who keep moving forward when everyone else wants to quit. You took the final shot, and in that shot, you embraced your pain. You embraced your fear. You embraced everything that was designed to stop you, and you turned it into fuel. They don't know how it feels to be pushed to the edge and then decide to keep moving. They don't know what it's like to burn with desire so intensely that it becomes all-consuming. They don't know the feeling of rising from rock bottom, of feeling like you have nothing left, and yet finding strength within yourself to push forward. But you do. You've been through that darkness, and you've come out stronger on the other side. That's what makes you unbeatable. That's what makes you unstoppable. You've learned how to thrive in the most hostile environments, how to bend the world to your will, even when it seems like everything is against you. They can't compete with that. They can't compete with someone who has already endured the worst and came out victorious. At the top, the rules change. It's not enough to simply maintain what you've earned. You have to keep growing, keep advancing, keep challenging yourself. Because the moment you stop pushing is the moment you start to lose. At the top, they'll try to tear you down. They'll try to find any flaw, any weakness they can exploit and use it against you. But the truth is, they can't reach you. They can't even get close. The only person who can take you down is yourself. If you ever slip, if you ever decide to take your foot off the gas, that's when the world will start to encroach upon you. But as long as you stay hungry, stay focused, stay relentless, no one can touch you. You're playing a game they'll never be able to understand. And as long as you keep moving, they'll remain in the dust. You're not just fighting for today. You're fighting for your place in history. You're fighting to carve out a legacy that will be remembered long after you're gone. People will speak your name. People will tell stories about how you rose above the ordinary, how you overcame everything that stood in your way. They'll talk about how you took the final shot when no one else had the guts to do so. You will be remembered as the one who didn't just play the game, but changed the game. That's why you're unstoppable. You're not here to play. You're here to win. You're here to take your rightful place in the halls of history, to stand tall and unwavering, to be a symbol of what's possible when you refuse to give up. So remember, this is just the beginning. You've taken the final shot, but now it's time to build, to expand, to dominate. No one can compete with you because you've already surpassed them. And now, the world is yours to shape, yours to conquer. Every move you make, every step you take, they will be watching. They will be in awe. They will be scrambling. And they will wonder how they can ever get close to what you've done. The answer is simple. They can't. You've already sealed your fate. You've already claimed what's yours. And now, there's nothing left to do but rise higher. Keep climbing. Keep evolving. Keep conquering. And always remember, you took the final shot. And that's why you will stand at the top forever. And that, my alpha beautiful alphas, is where the journey truly begins. You didn't just take the final shot, you reshaped the landscape. When you made that decision, you didn't just change your life, you changed the course of history. No one else will walk the same path as you, because, quite simply, they can't. They've never had the conviction, the will, or the relentless pursuit of greatness that you do. You took the final shot, and now there is no turning back. The world is yours, but not just any world, the world you created. You understand that success is not a destination. It's an ongoing, unyielding pursuit. It's a daily grind, a constant ascent where you continuously rise higher, expand further, and leave a legacy that will echo long after your time has passed. Now, let's talk about the true essence of power, the kind that doesn't waver when the winds of doubt blow, the power that doesn't need validation from others, the power that remains steadfast even when the world itself seems to crumble beneath you. That power is yours, because as we both know, it's not built overnight. It's not handed to you on a silver platter. No, your power is forged through sacrifice, through relentless effort, through pushing your body, mind, and soul to places they didn't want to go. You earned it. You earned every drop of sweat, every bruise, every battle fought in silence, every ounce of your being that was used to push you further than anyone thought possible. But what they don't understand, what they'll never understand, is that you weren't afraid of those battles. You weren't afraid of the pain. They've always been afraid. They've always been too scared to risk it all, to jump into the unknown, to take that final shot when everyone else was still standing on the sidelines. They waited for the perfect moment. But you knew that perfect moments were a myth. You created your moment. You grabbed life by the throat and made it yield to you. And now, as a result, they will never catch up. They are stuck in the realm of what ifs and maybes. They are stuck in a cycle of waiting, hoping, and wishing, while you are out here creating, dominating, and cementing your position at the top. What does it truly mean to stand at the top? It's not about having wealth or status alone. Those are fleeting, temporary. They can vanish in the blink of an eye. The top, the true top, is about control. It's about power, not just in the world, but over yourself. It's about knowing that your mind, your will, is so unbreakable, so unyielding that nothing can sway you. No criticism, no attack, no failure, no setback can knock you off your pedestal. You've already faced worse than anything they can throw at you. You've already overcome hurdles that would have crushed others, and that's why you're standing at the top, and they never will. You have a vision, a purpose that goes beyond what anyone can comprehend. That's the true power of being at the top. It's the ability to see the world as it could be, not as it is. You know that every moment, every move you make is a step towards something greater, something far more expansive. While they are thinking about how they can get a piece of what you have, you're already planning your next move. You're not thinking about the competition, because in reality, there is no competition. You're not playing the same game anymore. You've elevated yourself to a realm they cannot enter, no matter how hard they try. They will try, make no mistake about it. The weak, the scared, the doubters, they will rise against you. They will challenge you in every way they know how. But here's the thing they'll never understand. They don't have your mindset. They don't have your will. They don't have your hunger. And that, right there, is why they will fall. They might have the tools, the resources, the skills, but none of that matters if you don't have the fire in your soul that burns with the intensity that yours does. The moment they try to challenge you, they will fall short because they are still playing by the old rules, the outdated, ineffective strategies that have long been discarded by those who are truly destined for greatness. They're still stuck in a mindset of scarcity, of limits, of playing it safe, while you've already moved into a space of abundance, of risk, of infinite possibilities. But let's take this deeper, much deeper. The battle, the real battle, isn't with anyone else. It's not with your competition, the people who want what you have. It's not even with your circumstances. The battle is with yourself. Every day you wake up, you are faced with the choice to either rise above, to move forward, or to succumb to the forces that want to pull you back into mediocrity. You are your own greatest enemy and your own greatest ally. You're constantly at war with your own doubts, your fears, your complacency, and your weaknesses. But you've learned how to overcome those internal battles. You've learned how to silence the voice that tells you to give up, the voice that says it's too hard, that it's not worth it. Because you've already seen the rewards of pushing through. You've seen the transformation, the growth, the untold riches, both internal and external, that come from never, ever giving up. You've already seen the results of the hard work, and now you chase that feeling every single day. That's what makes you stand apart. When they fall, when they succumb to their own doubts, when they quit and retreat into their comfort zones, you will rise higher. The top isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. It's the understanding that the only thing standing between you and your goals is time, and time bends to those who make the effort to shape it. You've already shaped your own reality, and now You move in a way that others can't even comprehend. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to justify your success. You simply continue to ascend, leaving them in the dust. The people who still try to compete with you are stuck in their own loops of self-doubt. They're trapped in a cycle of hesitation, of fear, of indecision. And they will continue to be stuck there because they don't have the courage to take that final shot, to take that leap of faith, to throw everything on the line and bet on themselves. They won't take that shot because they're afraid of what might happen. They're afraid of failure, of rejection, of falling short. But that fear is what keeps them small. It keeps them powerless. And it's what will keep them in the background while you continue to soar. You've already faced that fear, and you know that it has no power over you. You've already stepped into the darkness and came out stronger, sharper, more prepared than anyone could have predicted. And now, that fear is gone. It doesn't control you anymore. You control it. As you stand at the top, you're not just standing on the summit. You are standing on the precipice of a new era. You've created a new world where you dictate the terms, where you decide what happens next. No one can control you. No one can stop you. The only person who can slow you down is you. The only thing that can ever halt your progress is if you decide to let it. But you've already proven to yourself that there's nothing that can hold you back, nothing that can stand in your way. You've built your own foundation, a foundation so strong that even the strongest winds can't break it. And now, as the world watches in awe, all they can do is look up at you and wonder how you made it here. And while they wonder, you're already thinking about what's next. You've already set your sights higher than they could ever imagine. You're not just looking at the top of the mountain anymore. You're looking at the sky. At the top, you don't ask for permission. You don't wait for validation. You simply create. You act. You dominate. Because you know that the top is not a place of rest. It's a place of action, of vision, of moving forward with absolute certainty. You're not standing at the top to gloat or boast. No, you're standing there to show the world what's possible. You're standing there to show everyone what can happen when you take control, when you stop waiting for things to change and make the changes yourself. You're standing at the top to prove that greatness is earned, not given, that it's built with sweat, sacrifice, and the willingness to face fear head on. And that, my beautiful alphas, is why you will stand at the top forever. Because no one else has the fortitude to do what you've done. They can try, they can mimic, they can dream of reaching your level, but they will always fall short. They will never have the heart, the mindset, the determination to rise like you have. They will never have the courage to take the final shot, the one that changes everything. You are the exception. You are the one who broke the mold, and you will stand at the top forever because no one will ever come close. Keep climbing, keep striving, keep dominating. Your reign is only beginning, and nothing will ever stop you now. In conclusion, you have taken the final shot, and that decision has sealed your place at the top. No one can compete with the power, the mindset, and the relentless pursuit of greatness that you possess. You faced the darkness, embraced the struggle, and emerged victorious. Now, you stand not just on the peak, but on the threshold of a legacy that will endure forever. The world will try to challenge you, but they will never match your fire, your strength, and your will to rise higher. You are unstoppable, and your reign at the top is just beginning. Keep pushing, keep dominating, and never forget, you will stand at the top forever.